Welcome to Infinite Novel. Dive into epic alternate realities. All rights to original creators.
Chapter 58 Sengoku have the ability to show evidence. Gol D, Roger, ha. I feel sorry for this old man Trafalgar Law. Look at the innocent expression on the straw hat's face, ha, it's hilarious. Used to ask kid, are all those stacked bowls next to him for real? Capone Big, to be honest, I've never seen someone who can eat so much. Jewelry Bonnie, I thought I had an unbeatable appetite, but it turns out there's someone who can eat even more than me. Zeph, knowing myself, it only took me 7 days to go crazy over there. How much of a glutton can one be? Vinsmoke Sanji, you old man, be grateful you haven't experienced the terror of being controlled by Luffy's appetite, Zeph, so you have experienced it. Vinsmoke Sanji, once you get used to being controlled, it becomes a habit. When they saw Sanji's response, the people watching the screen all silently sympathized with Sanji. Hey, didn't we agree to be apprentices here and have our meals provided? Why aren't they keeping their word? On the back deck of the Baratai, Luffy had a face of grievance. You think you're the one being treated unfairly, huh? Zeph's eyes were filled with anger. He angrily said, damn it, you've eaten up all the ingredients I prepared for a month. Seeing Zeph's expression as if he wanted to eat someone, Luffy felt a bit guilty, so he squeezed out a smile and said, what should we do then? How about, I give you an extra 1,000 berries for every meal from now on. Zeph's face instantly wrinkled like the bark of a 100-year-old tree. 1,000 berries? Are you trying to bribe a beggar? First, he showed a face of disgust, then Zeph pulled Luffy to a corner and whispered, kid, I asked your uncle, and it turns out you're their captain. I'll discuss something with you. If you agree, I'll let you continue eating and drinking here for free. Okay, I agree. Luffy didn't even ask, he just agreed right away. If he could eat and drink for free here for 3 months, what couldn't he agree to? Don't you want to know what it is? Zeph widened his eyes in confusion. Ask now, tell me what it is. Zeph rolled his eyes and then solemnly said, you know who Sanji is, right? Luffy nodded, I know, he's the guy who doesn't wear a chef uniform. Zeph continued, yes, him. When you leave, take him with you. Ha! Luffy made a puzzled face, tapped his ear, and said, isn't he the chef on your ship? Why do you want to send him away? He has always wanted to set sail and find the All Blue, the paradise all chefs dream of in the Grand Line. But because he's too sentimental, he doesn't want to leave me, and I. Zeph pointed to his missing leg and forced a smile, I can't continue sailing. But, I don't want that brat to be bound to this place because of me for the rest of his life. I hope he can continue pursuing his dream and set sail with my dream, to find the legendary All Blue. Zeph looked at the distant horizon, and the image of his former self, full of spirit, appeared before his eyes once again. Setting sail, breaking through the waves with the wind. Luffy thought for a moment and understood. Uncle Zeph, I'm touched by the bond between you and Sanji, and I'm willing to help you. But, Sanji's own thoughts are also important. I can't. I'll add 18 chicken legs to every meal for you. Deal. One old, one young, exchange a knowing smile. Put. The audience watching this scene collectively burst into laughter. Vinsmoke Sanji, that bastard Luffy over there. Did he bribe you with 18 chicken legs? You damn bastard. Nami, ha. That's so Luffy. Trafalgar Law, the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates. I thought you respected Sanji's thought as the crewmate, but it seems, Rorono Zoro, that Zeph over there is just too carefree. If he added an extra chicken leg to every meal, Luffy might have given in Usopp. That's right, at most 2 chicken legs, I promise. 3 months passed quickly. Zeph found Luffy and quietly reminded him, Luffy, the 3-month deadline has arrived. Luffy, reluctantly sucking on a chicken leg bone, said softly, how about, waiting another 3 months? Upon hearing this, Zeph's eyes instantly darkened, no, we can't wait even one more day. It's only been 3 months, and my little treasure trove has already shrunk by 1/3 because of you eating. If it's another 3 months, never mind whether my little treasure trove can withstand it, one thing is for sure, my heart definitely won't be able to handle it. Damn it, this guy is a real bottomless pit. Well then, okay. Luffy looked outside pitifully and asked, are the food all packed for me? Zeph coldly snorted, don't worry, you little brat won't be short of it. 500 chicken legs, 1,000 smoked fish, and various kinds of sea creature meat. I've spared no expense, so you must make sure to bring Sanji. When Luffy arrived at the front hall of Baratai, Zoro, Usopp, and Buggy were already waiting here. After 3 months of apprenticeship, Usopp's culinary talent turned out to be the most outstanding, barely obtaining a junior chef qualification from Zeph. As for the other 3, let's not mention them. Although reluctant, Sanji bid farewell to Luffy and the others. During these 3 months, perhaps due to their similar ages, Sanji got along very well with Luffy, Zoro, and Usopp. After closing time every day, he would also go to the Going Merry with them to train. Even his armament haki has reached a certain threshold now, he has to say goodbye to these newly made friends, and Sanji's heart is inevitably filled with sadness. At this moment, Zeph walked out from behind, holding a thick rope in his hand. Sanji frowned, old man, today is a farewell, why did you bring a rope? Of course, it's useful. Zeph smirked and handed the rope to Luffy. Luffy took the rope and revealed a big grin. Splash. Conqueror's haki suddenly released. Sanji's eyes rolled back, and he fell to the ground. Zoro, Usopp. Luffy shouted and handed the rope over. Understood. Zoro took the rope and skillfully went up. Usopp hesitated. Why does this scene feel familiar? However, when he started tying up Sanji together with Zoro, Usopp was surprised to find that doing this kind of thing was quite enjoyable. Soon, the two of them lifted Sanji up like a piece of wood. Uncle Zeph, goodbye. Goodbye, take care of Sanji for us. Don't worry, bye-bye. The screen with the red border gradually dimmed. Vinsmoke Sanji, damn green seaweed head, are you a kidnapper over there? Getting addicted to tying people up. Rorono Zoro, this is just like the bounty hunter days, practice makes perfect. Usopp over there, I went from being tied up to tying people up. Shiki gradually turning into a detestable appearance, Kak. Nami, but speaking of which, that red border Luffy over there is so smooth in commanding others, more like a captain than our Luffy Nico Robin. Has anyone counted how many chicken's legs Sanji is worth? Tony Chopper 18 chicken legs a day, for 3 months, that's 1,620 chicken legs. Brook, no, before leaving, Zeph also gave 500 chicken legs and 1,000 smoked fish. If we only count the chicken legs, Sanji is worth 2,120 chicken legs. Rorono Zoro, so from now on, Sanji has a new name, the 2,000 chicken legs man. Monkey D, Luffy, 2,000 chicken legs man. Vinsmoke Sanji, hey. You bastards. Not long after the screen with the white border gradually brightened, the Straw Hat Pirates arrived in Kokoyasi village in batches. After a series of coincidences, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp finally reunited, along with Johnny and Yusaku. Finally, they waited for Nami on the road that leads to Nami's house. Seeing Luffy and his group appear, Nami stopped in her tracks, crossed her arms in front of her, spread her right leg, and looked at everyone with a cold gaze. What are you here for? Luffy got up from the ground, put on his straw hat, and casually said, what are you talking about? You're our crewmate, of course we're here to take you back. Crewmate? A smirk appeared at the corner of Nami's mouth as she sneered, that's really hilarious, it's just a boring alliance, isn't it? As soon as these words came out, Luffy's face froze. Sanji excitedly waved at Nami, hey, Miss Nami, it's me, do you remember me? Let's go on an adventure together. Johnny quickly reminded, hey, didn't I tell you? This guy is a witch. He's part of the Arlong pirates. Zoro also told Sanji to shut up, and as a result, the two of them started arguing. You guys, stop acting all high and mighty. I'm only interested in the money on you, and right now, I have absolutely no interest in any of you. Leave this island immediately and find your own navigator to search for some great treasure. Nami's tone was heavy and full of disdain. However, Luffy just lay down on the ground. After that, Yusaku and Johnny didn't want to provoke the Arlong pirates, so they left first. When Nami left, Nojiko appeared and told the Straw Hat Pirates about Nami's past. But Luffy didn't want to listen and left directly. Zoro fell asleep halfway through. Only Sanji and Usopp listened with great interest. So, starting from the day 8 years ago, she never cried again, nor did she seek help from anyone, because she didn't want to see innocent victims like our mother being killed by the Arlong anymore. For the sake of this trade that can save the village, that's why she was willing to join forces with someone who killed her own family. Now, she's almost saved up 100 million berries and is about to buy back the village from Arlong. If at this time, because of you, Arlong suspects something, then all her efforts of the past 8 years will be in vain. For her, enduring everything on her own is indeed very difficult, but it is even more painful for you guys, who call yourselves her companions, to appear here. So, please don't interfere with her affairs, don't make her suffer anymore. Trafalgar Law, Nami, the navigator, actually experienced such a tragic childhood? Tony Chopper, Nami, I feel so sorry for Nami, sob, Frankie, damn it. Those fishmen are bastards. Jinbei, it's Arlong, damn it, he actually did such a despicable thing, that bastard. When Jinbei joined the Shishibukai, he made several conditions to the Marines, one of which was to request the release of the fishman prisoner, Arlong. Even though it was initially based on the camaraderie he had with the Arlong when they were on the same ship, he never expected that his decision would cause so much harm to humans. Jewelry Bonnie, it's really infuriating. Where is the Marine at a time like this? Sakazuki, you idiot. The Marines are not ignorant of everything. The news of what happened in such a remote place was blocked by those fishmen. How could the Marine possibly know? Sengoku, if the Marine knew about this, they definitely wouldn't just sit idly by. Tsuru, the Marine represents justice, and pirates represent evil. Isn't that self-explanatory? Rox D, Xebec, Damn it, when it comes to shamelessness, I admire you old folks. Shiki, kakahaha. That's absolutely right. Sengoku, humph. What's the big deal about slandering others? Show some evidence if you have any. Otherwise, shut your dog mouths. While Nojiko was telling Sanji and Usopp about Nami's situation, Luffy wandered alone into the village. At this moment, a group of Marine soldiers led by Captain Nezumi appeared. As soon as this group of Marine soldiers appeared, the chat room exploded. Smoker, what's going on? Why are there Marines here? Just now, from Nojiko account, the viewers learned that dozens of villages around here have been under the rule of the Arlong pirates for 8 years. According to what Fleet Admiral Sengoku said, the Marines must not know about the situation here, otherwise they would never allow these pirates to continue their evil deeds. However, at this moment, Marines appeared in Kokoyasi village, and it was Marines led by a Marine branch captain. Smoker's breathing suddenly became rapid. Could it be? Thinking of that possibility, Smoker felt his anger rise. Hina, this can't be. Something's not right with these Marines appearing here. Jun, what on earth is going on? Gold, Roger, hahaha. Sengoku, you wanted evidence, right? Well, here it is. Shiki, kakahaha. Chapter 59. Chapter 59. That year, the Straw Hat Pirates acted like a pirate. Marine Headquarters, Marineford. Sengoku's face is red with anger. When the Straw Hat Pirates defeated the Arlong Pirates in Kokoyasi village and took care of Captain Nezumi, this information was only reported after being filtered by Captain Nezumi himself. He only mentioned the fact that the Straw Hat Pirates eliminated the Arlong Pirates, without saying a word about the dirty dealings between him and the Arlong Pirates. So, Sengoku was also kept in the dark about this matter. Otherwise, even if Sengoku was foolish, he wouldn't stupidly offer his face to be slapped like this. Edward Newgate, Sengoku, what's going on? I've never seen such a quick and devastating face slap. You really opened my eyes, Gurururara. Marco, ha ha ha. This is really hilarious. Charlotte Linlin, the screen is so interesting. Sengoku, you idiot, you really asked for trouble. Monkey D, Dragon, is this the marine that represents justice in your mouth? Monkey D, Garp, shut up, you bastard. Sengoku, Nezumi, get out here. I need an explanation. Nezumi, Admiral, I don't know what happened either. Maybe this screen is deceiving us. Nezumi is feeling anxious at this moment. He concealed and did not report this matter before, and took the opportunity to smear the Straw Hat Pirates. It can be said, Luffy being worth 30 million berries before leaving East Blue, Captain Nezumi is at least half responsible for it. Sengoku, you damn thing. After this event is over, you better come to Marine Headquarters and explain it to me in person. Damn it. Sengoku already has a basic understanding of the actual situation. Edward Newgate, the event is over? Dream on. Do you think Marine Headquarters can still exist after the event? Sengoku, stop talking nonsense. It's just that there's one more Roger and one more Koji Kyoden, which directly enhances your strength. I'll let you bunch of monsters see the power of the dragon robe when the time comes. Humph. Gold, Roger, such arrogance. Why don't you blow yourself up with your own words? Buggy, Captain, don't worry, I'm already on my way to the Marine Headquarters, and my dead bone pulse is unimaginably powerful. The video continues to play. Captain Nezumi and his group arrive at Nami's residence. Nami is outside, leaning against the wall, silently calculating how much money she has saved. It's about time to set off. After this last theft, I should have enough money this time. With hope shining in her eyes, Nami's face is filled with a sweet smile. Just as she was about to leave, Captain Nezumi's voice came, squeak squeak squeak. I am Captain Nezumi from the 16th Marine Branch. Are you the criminal named Nami? Criminal. Nami is slightly stunned, and then she sees Captain Nezumi and his group. She smiles, well, because I'm a pirate, I can be considered a criminal. But, I am also a member of the Arlong Pirates. I think you should understand that if you make a move against me, Arlong will definitely not stand idly by. Nami crosses her arms in front of her chest, not taking Captain Nezumi seriously at all, and coldly says, now, do you still have something to say to me? Squeak squeak squeak. What are you talking about, pirates and not pirates? I completely don't understand. I have never received such information. Of course, I won't lay a hand on you, but the information I received is, you're a thief. Capone Big, this Captain Nezumi has some nerve. Clearly, he heard about the Arlong Pirates, but he can still pretend that he hasn't heard anything about pirates. Scratchman Apu, Ape Papa. Isn't it clear enough? It's obvious that this Captain Nezumi is connected to the pirate group. Smoker, this disgraceful marine. He's insulting the word justice behind the marine cloak. This is truly a shame for the marine. Hina, damn bastard. Sengoku, old rat. At this moment, in the office of the Marine's 16th branch, Captain Nezumi is already trembling in fear. It's over. This time, when I go back to Marine Headquarters, I'll definitely be executed, right? Damn it, this matter was already in the past. Why did this damn scrin have to expose it? Damn it, Whitebeard Pirates, Roger, you must destroy Marine Headquarters. In order to save his own life, Captain Nezumi has gone mad. He only hopes that Marine Headquarters will really be destroyed, so that no one can hold him accountable. I heard that you stole a lot of treasures from a pirates. Since it was stolen from pirates, I won't hold you responsible, but those stolen goods should be handed over to the Marine for safekeeping. What did you say? Captain Nezumi's eyes narrowed slightly, revealing a hint of cunning. I mean, all the treasures you've stolen so far should be handed over to us. Saying that, he waved his big hand. Search for the stolen goods. Stop. In anger, Nami fiercely knocks down a Marine with her staff. She glares at Captain Nezumi with a face full of anger. Why? Is this what the Marine should be doing now? Isn't there something more important to do than taking away all the stolen goods from a thief? The Arlong Pirates are destroying towns and killing people recklessly. You all know that. Because of those guys, the people on this island have become slaves, not caring about those wicked pirates, but wanting to take away all the stolen goods from a petty thief. Is this what the Marine wants? Faced with Nami's soul-stirring question, Captain Nezumi just shrugs his shoulders lightly and sneers. Criminals like to pretend to be righteous and say these great words, you foolish little girl. Squeak squeak squeak. Captain, there's a problem with this piece of land. A Marine soldier discovers the problem. Nami fights with the Marine soldier again soon. The surrounding villagers all understand that Captain Nezumi is clearly in cahoots with the Arlong Pirates. He even knows almost exactly how much money Nami has saved. Damn it! You bunch of scum, you've become lapdogs for the Arlong Pirates. Nami finally realizes that justice is impossible to come by. She angrily pushes through the crowd and rushes towards the Arlong Park. After she leaves, the Marines dig out a large amount of treasure from the orange orchard. Squeak squeak squeak, there's actually 93 million berries. What a wonderful day, ha ha ha. Amidst a burst of lascivious laughter, Captain Nezumi's warship leaves the port of Kokoyasi village. More and more villagers gather in front of Nami's house, looking at the devastated orange orchard, all dumbfounded. It's all over, fellow villagers, pick up your weapons and prepare for battle. The only police officer in the village, Genzo, shouts firmly. We once risked our lives and fought against them 8 years ago, but later we swore that as long as Nami continues her method of salvation, we will hold on to this battle of endurance. But now, since Nami's method has proven to be ineffective, all the channels of hope to save this island have been closed. Those damn fishmen are just playing with Nami's kindness. We must never forgive those bastards. Bastards! Let's fight them. No need to endure any longer. Fight to the death. Battle. For a moment, men, women, and children in the village all pick up the weapons secretly crafted over the past 8 years. In this battle, they know they are no match, but they will still fight. Sakazuki, damn pirates. They all deserve to die. When Sakazuki saw this scene, his childhood instantly flashed through his mind. The pirates broke into the village, and the people in the village rose up in resistance. As a result, the whole village was killed, and only a few children survived by chance. How similar it is to the scene before his eyes. Rocks D, Xebec, damn it, are you guys stupid? In this matter, you Marines are the more disgusting ones. Trafalgar Law, it's truly a scene of despair. I wonder how Nami managed to come this far as the head of the household. Frankie, it's so despicable. I hate that I didn't know you guys back then, otherwise, I would have skinned that sea monster called Arlong. Monkey D Dragon, resist. That's right. In the face of injustice, not resisting is the only way out. Monkey D Garp, can you shut up, you piece of shit? No one thinks you're mute if you don't speak. Jun, did all these villagers die in battle? Hinetsai, facing those fishmen, they definitely only have death as an option. Wait, everyone. Just as the villagers were preparing to fight the Arlong pirates with all their might, Nami ran back. Please wait, I will try again. I will save money again, it won't take as long this time. Nami's delicate body stood in front of the villagers, looking at everyone with a sweet smile. However, anyone present could see the swollen red eyes that Nami had cried with. Beneath her strong smile, this girl has endured so much. Seeing Nami's strong yet battered spirit, Genzo, who has always treated Nami like a daughter, was filled with tears. He embraced Nami in his arms. That's enough. You understand that this is useless, right? For you, joining those bastards is more painful than being cut by a sword. You have fought for the lives of our entire village alone, you've worked hard. These words hit Nami like a bolt of lightning. Tears welled up in her eyes. Helplessness, pain, confusion, frustration, countless emotions surged within her. Genzo patted Nami's head, then held her hands to steady her. You, leave the village like this. What? Nami widened her eyes in surprise. Nojiko smiled gently beside them. You have a dreams. Nami, you have done enough for us. This time, please go and pursue your dreams. Nami, go and pursue your dreams. Leave this place, we will be proud of you. Please, you must leave. Don't let our last wish be in vain. The villagers were determined to die. At this moment they only hoped that Nami could live happily and one day fulfill her own dreams. No, I won't allow you to go. I don't want to see anyone else being hurt by them. Nami pulled out a dagger and aimed it at the people in front of her, trying to stop everyone. However, Genzo calmly grabbed the blade with his hand. Allowing the fresh blood to flow from his palm, he showed no signs of pain. Make way, Nami. Genzo forcefully swung to the side, bringing Nami down to the ground as well. The villagers marched towards the direction of the Arlong Park. Marching to their deaths, Nami knelt on the ground, listening to the villagers' shouts, and the image of the ferocious Arlong appeared in her mind. Her state of mind had already collapsed, and she grabbed a dagger and fiercely stabbed her left arm. That was where the Arlong pirate's tattoo was. 1 stab, 2 stabs, 3 strikes. As this scene unfolded, the entire chat room fell silent. Everyone's nerves were deeply stimulated. Regardless of their identity and faction, they all felt deep sympathy for this frail little girl at this moment. Just as the 4th strike was about to come down, a hand suddenly appeared from behind Nami, grabbing hold of her delicate hand. Tick-tock, blood dripped down from her tender arm, and Nami's body trembled slightly as she turned her head to look. It was Luffy from beginning to end. Luffy didn't know why Nami stole the money, nor did he know what kind of burden Nami was carrying. Nami weakly pounded the ground, saying, "What, you clearly don't know anything, and you have no connection to any of this." Luffy stood there like a stake, saying, "Yeah, I don't know. I already told you, didn't I? Leave this island quickly." Sob. Covering her face with her right hand, tears streamed down. She grabbed a handful of sand with her left hand and threw it at Luffy behind her. "That's right, you did say it." Luffy still stood there quietly. Her fragile body trembled even more violently, and Nami cried bitterly. At a certain moment, her pear blossom-like tearful face suddenly turned back. "Luffy, save me." Her pitiful voice flew out helplessly. In the next moment, a straw hat was pressed onto Nami's head. Luffy walked to the front, facing away from Nami, and with a slightly silly expression, he shouted towards the sky, "Of course." On the road, Zoro sat coldly on the flower bed. Usopp sat cross-legged, pretending to sleep. Sanji stood in the middle of the road, hands in his pockets, with smoke swirling around. Luffy approached with big strides. Straw Hat Pirates Chapter 60. Chapter 60. You are alone peeking at the female thief taking a bath. Gol D. Roger, wow. I really love them so much. Edward Newgate Gururururara. Straw Hat Kid, you're really a responsible guy. This reminds me so much of my younger days. Emporio Ivankov, boys, you're so handsome. Bartolomeo Luffy Senpai, Zoro Senpai, Usopp Senpai, Sanji Senpai, please teach me how to be cool. I'm so impressed. Marco, no man can resist the phrase save me. From a little girl, right? Yozu, can't resist, absolutely can't. Borsalino, woo, I almost shed tears while watching the movie. Kuzan, can you stop embarrassing yourself? Arlong Park. Arlong is bored, casually filing his nails. Suddenly boom. The sturdy gate of Arlong Park suddenly explodes. A figure appears at the entrance. That figure loudly shouts, who is that? Called himself Arlong. This sudden scene completely confuses the fishmen of the Fisherman Pirates. Arlong? Among a group of fishmen, Arlong lies on a lounge chair, with a slight smirk. The one called Arlong is me. What do you want? I'm Luffy. Arlong faintly smiles. Luffy? Who are you? Pirate. Luffy calmly replies, then walks towards Arlong. Hey, stop right there. He, where are you going, kid? Two fishmen immediately block his path. The surrounding fishmen pirates laugh and watch the scene in their eyes. This is just a foolish human who came to humiliate himself. However, Luffy walks up to the two fishmen, calmly raises his hands, stretches them out, and grabs both of their heads. Crack! Amidst everyone's confusion, he forcefully smashes the heads of the two fishmen together. Then, he coolly steps over them and walks towards Arlong. What? At this moment, people finally react. Damn, this guy is not normal. Arlong, who was originally lying with his back to the gate, instinctively turns around. Just as he was about to speak, he sees a large fist directly blocking his view. Boom! Luffy throws a punch, and Arlong's body slams into the buildings of Arlong Park like a cannonball. Rumble. A wave of rubble collapses. Arlong-sama. All the fishmen are shocked with wide fish eyes. Arlong sits paralyzed in the ruins, shakes his head, and looks at Luffy with a sinister gaze. And Luffy also looks at him. The anger that has been suppressed all the way now continuously spews out from Luffy's nostrils. His face turns red with anger, and in his mind, he is filled with Nami's pitiful crying voice, save me. Raging anger, rolling fury turned into a furious roar, you bastard, you dare make my navigator cry. The domineering declaration resounded in the sky above Dragon Park. A fierce battle. Although there were setbacks, in the end, the Arlong pirates were annihilated. Captain Nezumi wanted to come and take advantage, but was beaten half to death. Nami joined the Straw Hat Pirates and became a navigator. The Going Merry set sail once again. The screen with the white border gradually dimmed. Borsalino, huh? Why does this Arlong look so familiar? Strawberry Admiral, that's the fishman you personally captured and sent to the Impel Down over a decade ago. Borsalino, so that's it? How did he end up causing trouble for civilians again? Kizaru has caught countless pirates over the years, scum like the Arlong. There are at least 1,000, if not 800. How could he remember who is who among them? Jinbei, it's all my fault. When I joined the Shishibukai, I requested that the Marines release the Arlong. I didn't expect he would harm so many people. Shiki, tisk tisk. Look, to win over a pirate crew, they would rather release a ferocious pirate. The deaths of those civilians in the Kokoyasi Island should be blame on Sengoku's head, right? Sengoku, damn you, Golden Lion. How could I have known that he would go on a killing spree after being released? Charlotte Linlin, wahahaha. Not knowing anything and pushing all the blame away. Truly worthy of the cunning and sly achievements. Akoku, exactly. The lives taken by the Arlong after his release should be on Sengoku's head. Sakazuki, that's why the Impel Down shouldn't exist. Pirates should be dealt with on the spot. Not long after the screen with the red border gradually brightened. You bastards! What are you doing? Let me go. Sanji woke up and found himself being taken away by Luffy and the others, struggling like a big worm, wriggling incessantly. Stop struggling. This is a letter from Zeph-san, read it for yourself. Luffy placed a letter in front of Sanji. Sanji, treat this letter as if you're seeing me. I know you feel guilty about what happened to me and want to give me a peaceful retirement. But have you ever considered that the more you do this, the more guilty I will feel in my heart? Do you remember the ideals we once talked about? I know you will never forget, that is the all blue. In fact, all these years I have been looking for a pirate crew that is suitable for you to entrust to, but I have always been unsuccessful. Although Luffy and the others are not a pirate crew, I know that you are very suitable to join this team. Please forgive me and Luffy for taking you away in such a rude manner, because only this way can you take the first step. Also, be careful not to catch a cold in the strong sea breeze. From the person you call a smelly old man. After reading this letter, Sanji immediately stopped struggling. A sentence, be careful not to catch a cold in the strong sea breeze, instantly broke through Sanji's defenses. Zeph, haha, me over there is completely in line with myself. Vinsmoke. Sanji, smelly old man, you really know how to make people cry. Kizaru, on Red Border Luffy's side, it seems they haven't encountered Mihawk Capone Big. Of course not. Red Border Luffy set sail 3 years earlier than White Border Luffy. Even if Red Border Luffy spent more time on the journey, Mihawk won't appear in that sea area for at least another 2.5 years. Usopp, wait. We also haven't encountered the Krieg pirates on our side, so when the Krieg pirates appear at the Baratai a couple of years later, won't the chefs there be in danger? Zeph, haha, that won't happen. Without Sanji, no one will provide food for Krieg and his 100 subordinates. By then, we will only beat them to death. Nami, hahaha. Because of the consistent route, after sailing on the sea for half a month, the Mary arrived at the Konami Islands. Although they didn't know this island and had no reason to go ashore, but routine docking for supplies is the most basic respect for the sea. No matter which port, it is the basic principle to replenish food and fresh water before departure. After getting off the ship, the 5 people went ashore. Why do I feel like we've landed on a deserted island? Usopp looked around, and all he could see was jungle. Sanji took a puff of smoke and said, I guess we landed in the wrong place, there are people ahead. Suddenly, Luffy spoke. But the next moment, he showed a different expression. Why is it her? Who? The other 4 looked at Luffy in confusion. Luffy looked at Zoro and said, it's the little female thief who planned to steal our money and devil fruit. Oh, her. Zoro also showed a surprised expression. It's really fate to meet from thousands of miles away. Is she pretty? Sanji smirked and approached. He was pushed away by Luffy and Zoro at the same time. There is a wooden house in the jungle ahead, it seems to be her home. Ha! She took some treasures and went to the orange grove. With Luffy's observation haki, although the view was blocked by the dense forest ahead, Luffy could still clearly perceive Nami's every move. Suddenly, Luffy smirked. Hey, you actually peeped at the female thief bathing alone. Sanji grabbed Luffy's neck and protested angrily. Saying that, he was about to rush forward. Luffy reached out and held him back. Fool, what a mess. I saw that little female thief hiding money, haha. Luffy happily showed his buck teeth. Ha, is that something to be happy about? Sanji was confused. Damn it, I wasted my emotions for nothing. Luffy's mouth twisted into a Nike logo. Seeing her sneaky appearance, the money she stole must have been stolen from someone else. Since that's the case, let's steal her stolen money, and teach her a lesson. Zoro's eyes lit up. Makes sense. Usopp said, that's right. We're doing justice by doing this. Please give flowers. Buggy nodded repeatedly. Great idea. The mantis stalks the cicada, unaware of the oriole behind. We are the oriole. When Sanji heard this, he immediately became angry. You bunch of bastards, you actually pay attention to a girl's money? No, I'm going to warn her right now. Immediately, Sanji ran forward, but before he took 2 steps, his eyes rolled back and he fainted. Zoro immediately understood and stepped forward to hook his foot. Sanji was hooked on his shoulder and lifted up. This guy's Conqueror's haki is really effective in dealing with all kinds of dissatisfaction within the team, Buggy said. Nami, no way. Could it be that Luffy over there really stole my money? Monkey D. Luffy, based on the current situation, it seems like it. But if you can explain your side of the story, I believe the me over there will definitely change their perspective of you and help you. Nico Robin, the problem is, I'm afraid Luffy and Nami will continue to misunderstand each other. The 5 of them sneakily come to the back of the wooden house and watch Nami burying something. After Nami leaves, Luffy waves his hand, start digging. Buggy works hard. Hands and feet move swiftly, a few daggers quickly dig. Dig, dig, dig. In no time, a large treasure chest is dug out. Buggy opens it and his eyes light up. Haha, we hit the jackpot, Luffy. There's at least 16 million berries here. Looking at the golden treasure, Luffy feels great satisfaction. What are we waiting for? Let's take it away. When that little thief finds out, she'll cry. Haha, that's right. Let her think about stealing from us. Now let her taste what it's like to be stolen from. Zoro nods. Exactly. Let the thief experience being stolen from. It's educational. Maybe because of this, she'll turn over a new leaf and never be a thief again, Usopp adds. Stop. At that moment, a fierce and angry shout suddenly comes from behind. Luffy and the others turn around and see a tan-skinned, blue-haired beauty holding a hammer, glaring at them with a threatening posture. You bastards! How dare you steal Nami's money? Nojiko slightly lowers her body, ready to attack. Upon hearing Nojiko mention Nami's name, Luffy instinctively makes a judgment. Yes, this is the accomplice of the little thief. Immediately, Luffy puts his hands on his hips and raises his chin. Hey, you're allowed to steal our money, but we're not allowed to steal yours? What kind of logic is that? Hearing this, Nojiko trembles. Oh no, the owner has come to find them. Nojiko has a sound mind, so when she hears that Luffy was someone who was stolen from by Nami, she immediately feels guilty. But, this money is extremely important to the people of Kokoyasi village. Thinking of this, Nojiko suddenly collapses to the ground. She wipes away her tears in pain and chokes out, I know stealing money is wrong, but before you decide to take this money away, can you listen to our hardships? Go ahead, we're all ears, Luffy says, not in a hurry to draw conclusions. Just listening to the other side's explanation is no big deal. Ding! Entering the prize question round. At this moment, a question appears on the big screen. Question, how did Luffy ultimately handle the treasure Nami stole? A. After being moved by the story, he reburied it and made an agreement with Nojiko to pretend it never happened. B. After being moved by the story, Luffy did not return the money. C. After being moved by the story, he added some money himself and gathered enough to make it 100 million berries for Nami. D. After being moved by the story, he returned half and kept the other half. After being moved by the story, he used Conqueror's Haki to knock out Nojiko, took the treasure, and also took the money on Nojiko. Loved this story? Hit subscribe and join Infinite Novel to be the first to catch new chapters.